Hey, welcome back to Don't Run with Scissors. I am Kelly, your favorite Jeep driving lawyer, mom of twins, three crazy rescue dogs, and a rescue cat who likes to craft in your spare time. If you're new here, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. It sends me a message. It boosts my serotonin and my self esteem, and I could use both. And if you are a returning friend, you already know the crazy you're in for, so grab your drink, sit on back, and let's have at it. It is now the 19th of July. This week is already shaping up to be a crazy week. I am doing 3 courts tomorrow morning, 1 in person, 2 on Zoom. We're going to see how that goes. I'm a little twitchy. 2, I generally can juggle fairly well. 3, I don't know about that one. We're just going to roll with it. Welcome to lawyer life. So a couple big things. Actually, lots of big things, right? Like, my life is not boring. If you're looking for boring, I am not the channel, right? So let's start off with some Stitchy kindness that I got that I am super excited about. My dear friend, actually, I have great friends who just are such a blessing to me. Regardless, if you never sent me anything, I consider my friends they're blessings. But my dear sweet friend, Carrie, I am going to get you that pattern. And actually, stay tuned. I actually want to duplicate it. So I might just send it to you, the actual pattern to you, rather than scanning it. Anyways, Carrie had finished a pattern, and it's been on my wish list for forever. I think initially when it came out, I put it on my wish list. And I have never broken down and bought it. And I don't know why, but she finished hers, and I was like, can I buy that off of you? Because I was like, she'll probably sell it to me for a couple bucks, right? Certainly not the same price as full price. She sent it to me. She sent it to me. I love it. Absolutely love it. It's beautiful. It's glorious. It is everything. When will I start it? Well, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some plans in a bit. So, am I going to start it in August? No. And you'll see why. And then one of my favorite movies is Legally Blonde. I love Elle Woods. Love Elle Woods. And she sent me the Elle Woods pattern. Love me some Elle. And then she also included these wonderful, glorious, they're really neat. I don't know where she got them. Let me just start out by saying that I have zero clue. But they're floss drops. I love me a floss drop. Okay? Love me a floss drop. But they're like on wood. I don't know, but I'm grateful for them. And they come in a cute little pouch. And who doesn't love a cute little pouch? So, loving that. Thank you so much. They will be put to great use. And she sent a cute little card. And I love me a cute little card. Okay. And then I got a lovely care package from my friend Barbara. And Barbara lives up north from me. Everybody lives up north from me, basically. And that's okay. Well, everybody in Michigan. I live kind of towards the bottom. Well, I live in north of Detroit. I don't know. Anyways, she sent me the most precious card, and I so appreciate that. Overall, on that subject, I am doing okay. I have my good and bad days. Look, like anybody else about it. There are times where I just no, and I burst into tears. There are times I curse his name and I'm so angry. That's part of grief. Wasn't gonna cry. Okay, so Barbara, if you recall the other week, my friend Kira had sent me the pattern from, well, I call it from Stitch Cam, but it was the um, We the Women, um, patriotic pattern by Hands On Design. It's a keepsake exclusive. So in my with the card, Barbara sent me the call for flosses. Already carded up. How lovely is that? Like, love that. Don't have to do work. Love that. All labeled. So cute. The floss drops are from um they're pictures of keepsakes down in Cincinnati. Um so that's super cute, right? Love that. And she sent me the cauliflower fabric. And that makes sense because Kira had said, "Would you rather have the white or the blue if you were doing it?" And I said the blue. It's like a gray blue. It's actually really pretty. It's got a slight modeling to it. It's gonna be gorgeous. So, and then she sent me a planner for next year. And we all know I love a good planner, and I am a paper planner person. I am trying to be an electronic planner calendar person, just because it really does help my office staff. Um, but I I think I'm probably always going to carry a paper planner. Um, Last week I had my son before he left out of town. Um, I had my son. I taught him how to use my calendaring program through my office software, and he went through my planner and loaded everything. And then when he gets back, one of his jobs is going to go through all of my work emails and make sure all of my dates are on my calendar. I'm usually pretty good, but I am absolutely paranoid that I'm going to miss a court date and or get triple booked. Now, I am not triple booked because of my fault. Mm-mm. I am triple booked because my paralegal at my new firm, or at my partner firm, um, messed up. And so I have never had to. This last week was really stressful, y'all. I've never. I shouldn't say I've never fired somebody. I have. It has been a long time. It takes a long time for me to get to the point where I'm going to fire somebody. I strongly believe in trying to figure out what is broken that I can't have somebody successful. I don't. Um, and so I had it out with several people. So maybe I'm just, and I posted on Facebook one night, y'all, I'm so crabby, I don't even want to be around myself. It was bad. It was bad. Um, so I kind of let loose on a couple people, and was I justified in what I did? Yes. And when I say let loose, it was like we need to have a strong talk kind of thing. It wasn't like I was screaming. I was not. I was very professional with all three people I've had to have come to Jesus talks with in this last week. But that creates like by the time we and then we had Bella's friend Christian, his sister, we had their awareness thing yesterday. Um which was so wonderful. I got to see a sorority sister of mine that I haven't seen in ages. I haven't seen her son since the kids graduated from high school. So before COVID, and it was just so nice. And we got to. I saw a puppy, y'all. I saw a puppy, and she looks like my old puppy Keegan. And oh, it took everything. I knew if I picked that baby up, she was coming home with me. I knew, so I like resisted. I was like, I have to walk away. Um, but um had a love oh my gosh, had such a lovely day. But I will tell you, like, by last night, like, my social battery, so in transitioning to the new firm and still having my old firm, but we're putting it, like, I get my office this week apparently and everything at the new firm. I'm used to working solo, right? So unless I'm like dealing with clients or whatever, like I was by myself. I didn't have that, and there was part of me that really missed the think tank of being able to bounce ideas off. And hang on, let me deal with ding dong. Okay. Um. So now the new office, I have people all around me all the time. So by the time I get, and I'm usually talking to people on my way in, I'm usually talking on the way home. And by the time I get home, my my social battery has been drained, needless to say. And that's nobody's fault. That just is what it is, right? Like, I need time to be able to take a deep breath and have some quiet. So that's been very interesting change. That it was kind of unexpected. How's it going though? It's going fantastic overall. Um, we're my so David's going to be starting a new ad campaign, and apparently my face is going on it. Um, so we're just got a lot of parts moving. So that's all good. So then, to not be like crazy or anything, I was just like, okay, well, let's go through all of my patterns. You know what? And I've been meaning to do it. And so I decided to start cataloging all of my patterns with my help of Atlas. And I'm just shy of, as of right now, 400 paper patterns.
Oh, why?
So I have them all in a program now, in a like a master command center, except for I have not gone through a lot of my project bags. That hasn't touched any of like my knitting or crochet patterns. That hasn't touched um, any of my sewing patterns. That is strictly cross stitch patterns right now, and that's not the ones that are on my hard drive or in my Google cloud or the Google Drive or in the cloud. I think I have more more than I could, and a couple of the patterns I didn't take pictures of them because I've already finished that project. So that definitely reinforces the need for a 90-day sort of no buy. Now that said, I did break that in the fact that I treated myself to a present. Um, it is a project bag from. Do we get anything with it?
I have.
We have not figured that out yet. Okay. Even if it's just some butter noodles. Um, I bought a project bag from Tanya because it is Santa Claus riding a unicorn.
What?
And that is just fantastic. And I figure even if I wrap it up as a gift from the kids to myself, I'm good. And then I did buy through Millennium Fabrics, I did buy the Halloween cross stitch magazine because there was a couple patterns in there that I saw. Um, my local library had it. I didn't realize the library was going to get it. And so I went ahead, I had ordered it from Sarah, and I was like, okay. And there are a couple patterns in this way. I don't have to try and work off my phone and screenshots, and I'll just do it. So here's the nice thing. Out of all of the patterns so far, I only have 2 duplicates. And I'm pretty sure the one, I didn't buy either one of them. I think I was gifted one by Kim, which is fine, which, happens all the time, right? Not all the time. I shouldn't say that. Oh my goodness, that sounds bad. But, Kim and I regularly gift each other things that we both want, like see for each other. Like that's so I think she sent me one, and then I think she found one on a freebie table and sent it to me as well. And then the other one I do know that I bought duplicates of. So the one is Toes in the Sand, which I finished. So I think I'm gonna just send that to Carrie. And the other is Meanie Weenies. the wiener dog pattern. So so I am going to start a pile of giveaways, because the other thing is I also realize that there's a lot of patterns that I have because I've been cross stitching for so long that I'm probably never going to stitch, and maybe somebody else would like them, and I would much rather, or I've already stitched them and I don't intend to stitch them again, and so I would much rather send them along the pipeline. So that said, what I have also realized is I have a lot of whips. Yes, I know, nobody's surprised here. I wasn't overly surprised, but I have a lot of whips, not just, and I have been very good about focusing on them. And then I was watching Tina Frazier's video, and Tina Frazier was talking about how she's got some that if she just sat down for a weekend, she could knock them out, right? Or, they just need a little bit of extra solid focus and they would be done fairly quickly. And I thought, I got a lot of projects like that too. I have simple, like, lap size quilts that the top is done and I just need to layer them and quilt them and go. I have several quilt tops that are very close to being finished, but I set them aside. I have a pair of socks that I have knitted one sock and I just need to finish the other one. But I also have a lot of cross stitch patterns that are close to being finished. Yeah. So I posted to Tina. I was like, you should do Annihilation August and just annihilate those whips out of your pile. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing, right? So, it sort of took off on my little Thursday night group that I'm in, and we have decided. And if you follow me on Facebook, or not on Facebook, well, no, not on Facebook. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm His Princess Callie. If you're not a friend of mine, go ahead and send me a friend request, right? Because I have my Instagram set to private because I don't need clients seeing my personal life like that. And there were some other issues with, like, things, and so I have it set to private. But if you send me a friend request and I see that you're a cross stitcher or that you know my friends or whatever, I happily accept and I follow back. Okay, so starting August 1st, this gives you time. You'll have several days now to gather up your whips. We're planning on Annihilation August. I did a video on it. I posted it the other day, real quick. Basically, you can make your own list. It's your rules ultimately, but the goal is to move things so that we have empty project bags, right? I am, like, my mushroom guy. He's not that far away from being done. Literally probably a good solid day's worth of crocheting. So I would say probably like 2 days with everything else. The Lady Justice, I need the PB70. 1, 2, 3 stitches out of PB70. Once I get that in, and I've already started, you'll see her in a minute. I did start beading her. My needle, though, is too big for most of my beads, so I have to get a beading needle. Which is funny because I found a couple Mill Hill kits, and apparently there should be a beading needle in my Mill Hills. So that may solve itself. But again, we all have those whips that are close to a finish that if we just sat down and focused for a little while, we could knock them out and get them off our list and out of our pile. So we're going to use August to do that. Okay, so not in preparation of that. I am still on my July rotation, which I am using the name Nigel, which is our dog who we just lost. So I have my focus projects that kind of fit his name. So and then I've done a couple other things. The other thing is, a couple of people have asked for a whip parade. I did not do a whip parade at the beginning of the year. And just because I feel bad, it makes me sort of feel bad in the fact that, like, I have a million. Hang on a second. Okay. Um, I lost my train of thought. That's okay. That's okay. We all know it. So we're here for stitching. Okay, um, so I was able. I don't, because I'm on the no buy. I didn't. I I don't have the fabric to go around the squares for Ian's quilt. I could cut out the squares, but I was like, which I'm going to do, but I would like to make more progress than that on it. And so it's kind of juggling. But um so I pulled out instrument, which is the French horn for my son. And we are now, I think I'm now at like 16%. It is just stitched on 14 count white Ada. In retrospect, I picked that because initially he was working on it. He was going to do it. And then yeah. Um and so if I was to start it over, which I am not. I'm not. I would have probably picked something more jazzy or more fun fabric-wise. But that's okay cuz he loves it and that's all that matters, right? Okay. Here is project number or letter N. And that is the Noel mashup, where I am taking the two lavender and lace patterns, Celtic Lady, Celtic Lady. I'm going to not do the border, and I'm going to change what she's holding in her hand, and I'm going to have it look like it is a mama helping the two kids. So I'm also not going to do this gold bat square or the Oh Christmas Tree. Okay? So I am stitching this on Needle and Flax Dirty Teacup in 32 count? 32 count. And I did make a mistake already. I know. It's not the first. It's not the first already. But I'm off down here just one. And ironically, I took good pictures of this and good picture of the pattern, and Chat GPT literally helped me walk through where it is. And it is not that big of a deal. So I can adjust and get it done. So that is the little boy's pants. So this is N for Nigel. So I have we're down over here. He also had this also, because, Lavender and Lace, who is Nora Corbett's mama, there is no shortage of beads. However, I do not have the beads. I will probably, when I get to that point, I will likely reach out to Raymond again. Sorry, Raymond. At Ghost Boy Needleworks, who helped me figure out the beads for Lady Justice. Okay, so that's NI. G is the Gingerbread Strip Club, which, is so normal to say. There was, it's in there we go. My daughter had it. The needle, it's charted that you could cross stitch it or you could needle point it. I am cross stitching it on, I believe, 28 count. Although that seems really, It might be a 32 count. But that's where we're at. We're now starting the stanchion side stands on the other side. I'm just gonna outline the yellow in gray. In a gray, probably is what, or gold metallic. I'm not sure which. But that's how I'm going to counter the fact that they otherwise are very washed out. The other thing is, rather than doing this pastel purple, I am likely going to change that to blue. So again, it looks like the sky. This is by Adventures by Michelle, I think. If you type in Naughty Christmas Village needlepoint, you will, and the Gingerbread Man's Club, you'll get, she's got a whole series out. Eventually I will do the whole series. But life is short and I only have so much time and money and energy. So that's where that is. In this bag also, this is a Tanya bag. This is the back of it. I don't know that I worked on Alice since we last saw her. Let me peek at it. I did not. But normally in here is also Alice, which I usually work on at the same time, like the same day. Okay, so that takes care of G. E. E is for my friend Ed's mom's picture. We are stitching her. We did start her. We have a great start. We're at almost 2% done. I know. I stitched almost 1,000 stitches in 310 that day. And yes, this is just one day's progress on it. So, love her. So that's E. L. L is for the way you look at me. L is primarily supposed to be Lady Justice, and I am stitching her on 32 count Picture This Plus in the colorway Heroic. It's one of my favorite fabrics, as we all know. I did a conversion with the help of a friend, Abby. I love her. I am waiting on, I ran out of PB70, and that's the only stitching that's missing down here. There's a few stitches up in here in this brown, so that's not a problem. I have that, but I did start beading her. And her sword is all beaded. How cool is that? Look at that. I've never beaded before. This is not as easy as it looks, folks. I did do a conversion on a lot of the beads as well, on the beads in general. And I did go back and restitch this cup on the scale so that it is Krynic. Oh, I don't know offhand. It is Krynic 011HL. And again, I've changed the beads. I have to find the beading needle to be able to get her done. So that's where that's all that's left. And I've got to track down another card of PB70 because she takes a lot of it. It's not, I mean, I didn't waste any. I don't even think I had to rip any PB70 out. It just takes a lot. So then the other thing that I do instead, if I don't want to work on Lady Justice, is I plug along on Pandemic from Long Dog Sampler. I don't know that I worked on this piece in the last week. I will be honest. If I did, again, it's in here. So, my hope is to have all of the tan done by the end of the year. Oh, look, here's a whip that's almost finished. I just have to glue the button on, and that's technically finished. Not fully finished, but it would technically be finished. But that's why it's still on the stretcher bars and everything, because I haven't glued the button on. Guess what's going to be the first project I do in August? Gluing the button on. I also I didn't stitch a whole lot apparently, because I was crabby. Maybe that's why I was crabby, because I didn't stitch a lot. Because I did not work on Quaker Flex. The only weird thing that I did, so in doing this whole logging all the whips and all the patterns, I found one that I had started. Kim and I started this together. I actually won this from her show. Um, and I started it on. She literally sent me the entire kit. So the other night while we were in Stitchy group, I threw some stitches in here. Yeah. Realistically, this is one of those. It's not a huge pattern. It's like 60 by 60, right? Yeah, 60 by 60. This literally could be a weekend project. Realistically, if I had a whole day to myself, I probably could knock it out. Why is it sitting here? So then, while I was going through stuff, so that's all my stitching, right? So this is one of those that I'm hoping to knock out in August. One of the other ones that I found was a sorority sister. Lizzie, go lay down. Come on. A sorority sister had sent me this. It's all kitted up. I probably won't stitch alpha gam underneath it, but I'll make it into a cute little ornament for Christmas to send to a sorority sister. That's a couple hours, if that, for me. That's going in the pile to knock out in August. Then I thought I had already done the Halloween sheep. No, I only had the big fat pumpkin outlined. I know that I can knock one of these out in a weekend. There is no reason that this shouldn't be done. So that's going in the pile. So that's automatically 4. My mushroom guy just needs his arms. I have his one arm halfway done. He just needs his other arm sewed together, and then his little mushroom cap. And he's in his little collar. It's got little fringy collar. Again, shouldn't take that long to finish. These are projects that are just hanging around. Lady Justice, I don't know how long the BD is going to take. And I got to track down the PB70. And I look at it this way. If I knock out even one project completely off my whip list, I'm doing fantastic. That's progress. So so we're using hashtag Annihilation August. So if you join in, let me know. And then maybe at the end of the month, I will have the rest of my stuff all cataloged. And maybe we can even do some freebies. At least 1 or 2. So, that's kind of where I'm at. My pile, it looks a little crazy over here, but it's getting better, I swear. So, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to eat my dinner. I'm going to figure out what is going on with the dogs, and I'm probably going to go to bed early because I have to be up at the butt crack of dawn to get to court. And I will be honest with you, I'm not even sure I have court attire to wear. And I have to stop on the way there to get gas. It's just it's gonna be a Monday. Monday's Monday and hard. So, and I think on Tuesday or Wednesday, William comes back from Canada. We'll see. I don't know. At which point he gets to clean his room, and I might get more of my mugs and dishes back. Stay tuned. So, that said, remember, you are smart. And you are strong. You are loved and you are needed. You are wanted and mostly you matter. So with that, let me know if you're doing Annihilation August with us. I love you. Feel free to reach out to me. I am His Princess Kelly on Instagram, and we'll go from there. All right? And I will see you later on.